You're not gonna believe what happened at the end of MobLand. I'm serious. This is one of those finales that grabs you by the heart, twists it, and doesn't let go. So if you haven't seen it yet, buckle up. Because today, we're diving into everything that went down and why Conrad and Maeve Harrigan just became one of the most unforgettable couples on TV. So let's start with this. Picture this, police lights flashing, sirens blaring, chaos all around. And there they are. Conrad and Maeve Harrigan. Not crying. Not hiding. Not begging. But singing. Yes, singing loud, proud, Irish rebel songs while being dragged off to prison. Who does that? I'll tell you who. People who know they still hold the power. People who've lost everything but refuse to act like it. That moment, that defiant smile, that rebel spirit. It wasn't just about going down. It was about going down together. And when Pierce Brosnan says, these two will go down together, he's not just saying it as Conrad. He's saying it like it's truth. And if you've been watching MobLand, you know that truth is twisted, messy, and full of betrayal. From episode 1, we saw cracks in their empire. But this finale? It was like watching it all collapse in slow motion, beautifully tragic. Now let's break this down, because there's a lot to unpack. First, Kevin Harrigan. Played by Paddy Considine. My God, what a performance. This man carried the emotional weight of the finale. We saw him face the ghosts of his past, finally standing up to the family that broke him. Kevin's been in pain for years. You could see it in his eyes every time his father spoke. But in this final episode, he wasn't a victim anymore. He was in control. Kevin teamed up with Harry D'Souza, and that alliance? Explosive. Literally. They took out Richie Stevenson, they got rid of O'Hara the rat inside the family, and they claimed what was theirs. But this wasn't some happy victory. This was payback. This was survival. And speaking of Harry, Tom Hardy delivered another powerhouse performance. But man, his storyline with Jan? That was rough. I mean, she stabbed him. That scene hit hard. The yelling, the hurt, the confusion. It felt so raw. You could feel the love still there, twisted into rage. It was one of those moments where you just sit back and say, this show doesn't hold back. Now back to Conrad and Maeve. Because honestly, they are the show. From the very beginning, their presence dominated every scene. Helen Mirren's Maeve is terrifying and graceful all at once. And together with Brosnan's Conrad? They're unstoppable. Or at least, they were. Their arrest wasn't just a plot twist. It was a statement. A declaration. They didn't go quietly because they never played by the rules. They didn't have to. They had money. Power. Fear. Even as the walls closed in, they stood tall. And that song, that was them saying, you may think this is the end, but it's not. And that's what makes them different. Their love isn't sweet or soft. It's hard. Dangerous. Bound by pain and loyalty. By legacy. You don't sing together while being arrested unless your souls are tied. Brosnan described Conrad as a broken man. And you can feel it. He's not just a mob boss. He's someone carrying years of trauma, abuse, self-hate, maybe even guilt. But somehow, he turned all that pain into power. He became someone people feared. Someone people followed. And Maeve? She's no second fiddle. She's sharp, cold, calculating. But she's also deeply tied to him. In a world full of betrayals, she stood by his side. Even now. Let's talk legacy for a second. Because that's what this finale is really about. MobLand isn't just a crime show. It's a story about family. Power. What we pass on. What we protect. And what we're willing to lose. Kevin fighting back. Harry breaking down. Jen lashing out. Conrad and Maeve singing. These are people who've lost control, trying to find it again in the only ways they know how. Sometimes through violence. Sometimes through pain. Sometimes through music. Now, if you've been part of this MobLand journey, you know it's more than just plot twists. It's personal. It makes you think about your own family. Your past. Your pain. That's what makes it great. So let me ask you, who did you feel for the most in the finale? Was it Kevin standing up for himself? Was it Harry, bleeding and broken? Was it Jan, desperate and afraid? Or was it Conrad and Maeve, going out like legends? I want you to drop a comment below. Seriously. Let's talk about it. Because this isn't just my reaction. This is our show. This is our space to feel all of it, the heartbreak, the rage, the triumph. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We do deep dives like this every week. The kind that hits you in the gut and makes you think. Also, if you liked this video, give it a like. It helps more MobLand fans find it. And trust me, they need to see this. They need to be part of this community. Now back to the show. There's one more thing I want to talk about. That hero's welcome Conrad got in prison. Did you catch that? That wasn't just some throwaway scene. That was a message. Inside those walls, he's still king. That was the show telling us this isn't over. Not by a long shot. Because people like Conrad and Maeve? They don't disappear. They adapt. They survive. They rebuild. And maybe that's the point. Even when everything burns, they find a way to rise. And you know what else is wild? Even though they're locked up, you can feel them pulling strings. You can feel their influence. Like they've built something so strong, so deep, it doesn't even need them on the outside. That's the kind of power that doesn't die easily. The prison might have walls, but their empire? It stretches far beyond. Through people. Through fear. Through loyalty. Imagine what Season 2 could look like. Maeve manipulating guards with just a stare. Conrad turning inmates into allies. Kevin trying to lead on the outside but always feeling their shadow. It's chilling. It's exciting. And it's coming. MobLand is giving us the kind of storytelling we rarely get on TV. It's sharp. It's emotional. It doesn't spoon-feed us. It respects us, the audience. That's why we're here. That's why we keep coming back. So again, thank you. For caring. For thinking. For feeling. Let's keep growing this community. Let's keep the conversation going. And never forget, the best stories are the ones we live together. Here's what I want you to think about tonight. What makes a couple like Conrad and Maeve work? Is it love? Loyalty? Shared trauma? Or is it power? Can love even exist in a world like theirs? Or is it something darker, something built on control and survival? Because what they have isn't normal love. It's not cuddles and morning coffee. It's secrets, betrayal, strategy. But still, they choose each other. Even when it costs everything. That's what made the singing so powerful. It wasn't just a song. It was a bond. A promise. A middle finger to the system. And honestly, it was iconic. So many shows write big endings with explosions and gunfire. But MobLand ended with a song. And that says more than any bullet ever could. And you know what else hit me hard? That look they gave each other. Just before being taken away. That look said everything. No fear. No regret. Just understanding. That this is their fate. That they chose it. That if they're going down together. And that, my friends, is what separates MobLand from the rest. If you've been following this story from the beginning, you know how far these characters have come. And how far they've fallen. But also, how much they've fought. For family. For power. For each other. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a war. And the people in it are real, raw, and unforgettable. So what's next? What does Season 2 bring? We don't know yet. But one thing's for sure, we'll be here for every twist, every betrayal, every victory. And we'll do it together. So stay tuned. Stay wild. And keep watching MobLand. I'm out. Peace. And one last thing, if you've made it this far in the video, you're part of this story now. You're not just a viewer. You're one of us. You see the heart in the madness, the meaning in the chaos. And we need more voices like yours in this space. So if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, tell a friend, share the moment. Because this community isn't just growing, it's becoming a force. Just like Conrad and Maeve. Just like MobLand. Let's keep the fire alive. Together.